Juma akosopa na baako esaka ho biom ene suku ayekọ na yechia na yeje ensano nyuma. That is the TVETA abane bae no odi aba befra. Quickly yensebre make ejam de den yendi kan tu meka ne enko center ho na the Inspectorate Authority Schools Inspectorate Authority National Side Vice President Idi Edima Olanche no yenko peke ewia na esanso akọ lunch na eba so ebra order TVETA so edi monto so na ewia na komobeto so.
And he's a Deputy Minister Designate. Good to have you here, sir. Sitting next to him is the Deputy Minister for Education, MP for Asin South, the Honorable Reverend John Intim Fodjo. Thank you so much. We have our host who is here with us. She's Dr. Hilda Ampedu. She addressed so eloquently in the Nakiyet speech. Next to her is MP for the good people of Ayawaso West Wogon and also Minister Designate for Sanitation and Water Resources, Honorable Lydia Sariam Al-Hassan. And we also have with us in the House Mr. Kweku Apiamensa, who is a Deputy Inspector General of Schools Operations under NASIA. We also have as well a couple more that I will announce at the right time. So let's now give them a big round of applause. And I'll come back and announce a couple more. Thank you very much. At this point, unlike Nakiat, who didn't look on a piece of paper, I can now bring on the Inspector General of Schools to give us the official welcome address. Let's welcome Dr. Hilda Ampedu.
Thank you very much. I have to use this.
Use that as well.
His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. MAHAMUDU, the Honorable Deputy Minister for Education, Honorable Reverend John Intim Fodjo, the Honorable Deputy Minister for Education Designate, Honorable Professor Kingsley Nyako, the Minister Designate for Sanitation and Water Resources, and the Member of Parliament for Ayawaso West Wogon Constituency, the Honorable Lydia Sariam Al-Hassan, the Chief Executive, the USAID Mission Director, Ms. Kimberly Rosen, the Chairman of the NASIA Governing Board, Professor Eugene K.M. Date, the former Chairman of the NASIA Governing Board, Professor Eric Magnus Wilmot, members of the NASIA Governing Board, the Deputy Inspector Generals of Schools, management and staff of NASIA, esteemed development partners, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great honor and profound joy that I welcome you all to the launch of the School Licensing and Inspection Management System, SLIMS, under the auspices of the National Schools Inspectorate Authority. Your Excellency, the journey to this day has been fueled by a vision where every Ghanaian child, regardless of their geographic location or socioeconomic background, has access to quality education, and our educational institutions operate under the highest standards of excellence, transparency, and accountability. Since its inception, the authority inspected schools with inspections completed paper inspection form averaging 12 pages per school. Data collected through this means did not lend itself to analysis. Inspectors spent an average of 1 week per school completing manually written average 46 pages per school. Inspection turnaround time averaged 3 months, and schools will typically receive their inspection report the next term, making it difficult for them to recall facts from the inspections. Due to the bulky nature of the inspections report, head teachers receiving them will just file them away, defeating the whole purpose of our inspections, which is aimed at providing feedback for the improvement of learning outcomes. Constrained by limited resources and tedious processes, the authority managed to inspect an average of 50 schools per academic year out of the 80,000 plus pre-tertiary schools in Ghana. Licensing of private schools required proprietors to submit at least 15 individual documents manually. Inspectors will go to the schools to collect these forms and bring them back to the office for entry. The licensing process was bogged down by this laborious documentation process. In response to the challenges enumerated above, Your Excellency, starting June 2019, the authority embarked on a rigorous digitalization agenda. This included the revision of the inspection evaluation framework to make it data-friendly, the inspection handbook, and the reprogramming of all forms. The individual school inspection report template was updated to include a 3-page executive summary and a 7-page full report, making it a concise 10 pages, which is a far cry from 46 pages. To mitigate our resource limitation, the digitalization drive was first started with the open source software Kobo Collect. This enabled inspectors to conduct inspections in 1 school per day versus 1 school per week, significantly increasing efficiency. In addition, the digitalization effort aided the generation of aggregate reports for all inspections conducted within an academic year. However, the Kobo Collect toolbox, which is not a relational database in itself, could not accommodate the complexities of our operations. Thus, in late 2019, with the advent of internally generated funds and with support from development partners, NASIA embarked on the development of SLIMS. The SLIMS comprises 5 modules: school licensing, inspection, administration, finance, and HR modules. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, I am delighted to report that the inspection and licensing models are now operational, enhancing the efficiency of inspection planning and execution and issuance of private school licenses. These 2 models have not only expedited the inspection process, but also automated report generation, reducing the average time for inspection, analysis, and reporting to 3 weeks, which used to be an average of 4 months. The development of the remaining 3 modules is underway, promising further enhancements to the authority's processes. The SLIMS embodies the Akufo-Addo-led government's commitment to educational excellence and digital innovation, aligning with the government's objective to foster good governance and combat corruption through digitalization. The system ensures immediate, transparent transactions and eliminates the need for cash payments during the inspection and licensing processes. Regular and timely inspections to unearth learning outcome challenges has become the bedrock of the free SHS policy, initiated in 2017 by the Akufo-Addo-led administration. To ensure the maintenance of the highest standard as enshrined in the Act 1023, the authority, using its digitalization initiative, has highlighted best practices, pinpointed areas for improvement, and generated evidence for decision makers to make informed decisions about where to allocate resources and channel interventions. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the government of Ghana under the visionary leadership of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the Vice President, His Excellency Dr. MAHAMUDU BAWUMIA, for their unwavering support and commitment to educational reform. The dedication, hard work, and innovative spirit of the entire NISA staff have been instrumental in reaching this milestone. Today, we celebrate not just the launch of a system, but the spirit of teamwork and the relentless pursuit of excellence that has brought us to today. A huge thank you goes to JAMS Info Systems for buying into the authority's vision and assisting us immensely in the development of SLIMS. We are grateful to the World Bank, Big Win Philanthropy, USAID, UNICEF, and other development partners for their invaluable contributions and steadfast belief in our mission, which has been a source of great encouragement. We thank the USAID for donating 100 tablets today to support our digitalization efforts. Once again, I welcome all of you to this historic event. Your presence here today signifies your dedication to the cause of education in Ghana. Together, let us celebrate this great milestone and reaffirm our commitment to fostering quality education for all. May this lunch herald the dawn of a new era in Ghanaian education. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Ampadu, for your welcome address. Very warm indeed. We really appreciate it. Now, it's all about the schools and the students, and we do have some students here representing their schools. So in no particular order, and I'll list them and then we can acknowledge them. We have Kanda AMA School here, Accra Girls, Ring Road East 1 Basic, Kanda Estate Basic 3 and 5, Legon Hills International School, Universal Academy in Mamprobi, Kanda Estate 1 Basic School, and Accra High School. Let's appreciate their presence here. They're all this way to the right. I also want to acknowledge Mr. Michael Achampong, who is Deputy Inspector General of Schools, General Services, who is here with us. And I'll acknowledge a couple more later on. After we have heard from the board chairman of NASIA, let's welcome Professor Eugene K.M. Date.
Thank you very much, Kavui. Your Excellency, Alhaji Dr. MAHAMUDU, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, the Honorable Deputy Minister of Education, Reverend Dr. John Intim Fojo, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Your Excellency, with your permission, I wish to associate with the protocols that have been established by the IGS to deliver these remarks. As we introduce SLAMs to us all, the National Schools Inspectorate Authority and the board that I chair is extremely happy to be part of this history-making event. Your Excellency, this launch is the beginning of it's part of the efforts of the numerous efforts that the government of Ghana has made towards the digitalization agenda, which, Your Excellency, you've been championing. This agenda is supposed to ensure efficiency in our service delivery in the public sector. And NASIA, as one of the agencies in the sector, I believe has taken the lead in this agenda. This project, a system that we've developed and we're launching, Your Excellency, is solving a lot of challenges and presents to us a number of opportunities in the pre-tertiary education space. It is heartwarming, ladies and gentlemen, that at this launch we have no mean person but Mr. Digitalization, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, the leader of our party and our next president. Your Excellency, your presence at this function is testament to the high premium this government pays to the digitalization agenda of this country. And we believe that this agenda will go a long way to make Ghana a better place for today's young people and for the future of this country and also. As we launch this system, I entreat the management of NASIA to take note of a few things. This is a new system. We need to work closely with our stakeholders to ensure that we have their buy-in and to work with them in the process of implementation to ensure that we own this system together, because it is when we have the buy-in that we can be successful with the implementation. Also, let us make sure that we have a team of dedicated staff who will be able to respond timeously to all challenges that would come up as a result of this system. I believe that if we do these things, NASIA will benefit greatly, and the country and the education of this country and our learners would benefit greatly. Your Excellency, before I conclude my remarks, I wish to acknowledge the stellar performance of my IGS. And usually when we talk about IG, people expect a P, but hers is with a G. Dr. Hagar Hilda Ampadu, for your leadership, not forgetting the contribution and support that has been given to you by your deputies Mr. Kweku Apia, and Michael Achampong. I cannot leave here without appreciating the teeming young staff of NASIA, and Your Excellency might interest you to know that NASIA has a very young staff, and if I can hazard a guess, the average age is about 25 years. They are the future of this country, and my prayer is that we will work together to make NASIA a better place and to make Ghana a better place. Your Excellency, I believe that we are in undoubtedly very exciting times, and I pray and hope that these exciting times will continue with us as you take the reins of this country come 2025 January, inshallah. I wish all of you a blessed afternoon, and thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Professor Boche, Professor Date, for your remarks. A couple of people to acknowledge here. So we have some NASIA board members who are here with us. COP, Mrs. MAHAMUDU Tiwa Adodankwa, and the Executive Director of IOCO. We have Dr. Charles Yeboah and Dr. Victor de Graft Etzison, who are here with us. I would also like to acknowledge Dr. Charles Yeboah, who is with the National Coordinator of NELI, Nana Bafo Ewa, who is Director Pre-Tertiary at the Ministry of Education, Hajia Fatima Haye, who is National Coordinator for GEOP. Hello, Kimberly. How are you doing? Good. All right.
Lift these a little bit. That's good. His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, the Honorable Deputy Minister for Education, the Chief Director of the Ministry of Education, the Inspector General, National Schools Inspectorate Authority, heads of agencies of the Ministry of Education, development partners, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Good afternoon, everyone. It really is an honor for me to be here today to represent the U.S. government as we launch the school licensing and inspection management system. The United States has long been a long-time supporter of education programming in Ghana, and at USAID, basic education really is a foundational component of our overall portfolio that includes health, economic growth, agriculture, and governance issues. Overall, USAID invests about $140 million a year in these programs or these sectors. We focus on Ghana's education sector because we believe in its power to open doors. Quality education enhances citizens' prospects for decent work, for income generation, and for well-being. For societies, it promotes sustainable economic development, cultivates social unity, and catalyzes social and economic mobility. Back in January, our Ambassador Palmer, and my USAID colleagues visited the Volta region with the Honorable Minister of Education and the Honorable Minister of Parliament for the North Tongo constituency. They met with flood survivors, including teachers, parents, and students. At the event, the ambassador presented school supplies and tents to serve as temporary school structures worth over 6.3 million Ghana cedis. We believe that every child has the right to a quality education, even in the face of humanitarian emergencies. Over the past 7 months, USAID has launched 3 initiatives to make education accessible for all, strengthen the overall accountability in the sector, and promote private-public partnerships. Our first initiative, the Strengthening Accountability in Ghana's Education System, we refer to as SAGE's government-to-government agreement, aims to institutionalize and create an enabling environment for education accountability at all levels, from the individual schools to districts up to the regions. Our second initiatives, we call it the SAGES Systems Strengthening Activity, it's a sister program, complements our G2G agreement by providing technical assistance to the Ministry of Education and its agencies to support education management and citizen engagement. Finally, the Advancing Partnerships for Improved Learning activity supports more than 200 low-fee private schools to provide quality education for children in underserved and marginalized communities in the North. Today's inauguration of the SLIMS database complements our collaborative efforts to improve quality education and accountability in schools. USAID has provided 2.8 million Ghana cedis, including the 100 tablets, to develop and operationalize the SLIMS database. We believe that SLIMS will transform the way public and private tertiary education institutions are registered, inspected, and evaluated across Ghana. The online database will enable the National Schools Inspectorate authorities to effectively manage licensing for all schools, including private schools. And it will enhance public school monitoring systems and promote transparency in the evaluation of educational services by stakeholders. Worldwide, USAID is a leader in introducing digital technology to improve government accountability, support citizen responsive governance, and increase the efficiency of public service delivery. So we are proud to further enable technology in Ghana's educational system, not just for instruction, but for sound management and accountability. So we're grateful to be a part of this journey, and I'm confident that these initiatives will have a lasting impact on improved learning outcomes in schools. Thank you very much.
Wow. Ghana Dance Ensemble, National Theatre. Thank you so much. And thank you, Mission Director of the USAID, for your remarks earlier on. We also have Education Office Director at USAID, Rashina Reed, who's here with us. Now, from the Upper East, where that vigorous Wongo dance was performed, we go all the way down to the Central Region, where the MP for Asin South and also Deputy Minister for Education has a few remarks before he welcomes our very special guest of honor. Let's welcome Honorable Reverend John Intim Fojo.
Thank you very much. Amega Kafui. Nakiat, decades ago, you and I were not there. And yet, you still chronicle the events and the trajectory of the transformation that has taken place in our inspectorate system in our schools. A round of applause for Nakiat. His Excellency the Vice President of the Republic, Dr. MAHAMUDU, the next President of the Republic, the Minister-designate for Water Resources and Sanitation, Honorable Lydia Al-Hassan, and Member of Parliament for also West Wuogon, the Board Chair of NASIA, the Inspector General of Schools, Dr. Hilda Ampedu, my respected colleagues who are here, the Honorable Gifty Chum Ampofo, the immediate past Deputy Minister for Education in charge of TVET, and Member of Parliament for Abuakwa North, and my respected colleague, the Deputy Minister-designate, the Honorable Professor Kingsley Nyakon, the Mission Director of USID, Ms. Kimberly Rosen, heads of agencies under the Ministry of Education, distinguished partners, heads of schools, students, ladies and gentlemen. It's really exciting to be here at the launch of the school inspections, school licensing and inspection management system of the National School Inspectorate Authority. And I bring you the warm compliments of Dr. Oseduchum, the Minister for Education, who is unavoidably not present due to his being out of jurisdiction on a very important national assignment, and has asked me to convey his warm regards to you and to congratulate warmly NASIA for this great feat. Indeed, when His Excellency the Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the Vice President, His Excellency Dr. MAHAMUDU set out the first day of their tenure in 2017, they were poised to reposition how education is done in Ghana. And they, as part of their priorities, earmarked as a goal that education must be transformed across the various sectors from pre-primary, primary, JHS, SHS to tertiary, and far beyond just improving outcomes to totally transforming the sector and repositioning our system to be the hub in a sub-region for 21st century learning. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency, you cannot have 21st century education if you fail to leverage on opportunities of technology and if you fail to pivot your innovations around digitalization. Today, we are seeing a proud product of the inspiration of the Vice President that many call him the digitalization Vice President. Out of his inspiration and instrumentality, championing digitalization across various sectors, that is what inspired National Schools Inspectorate Authority under the dynamic Inspector General of Schools, the only head of agency in the Ministry of Education whose rank rhymes with the IGP, the Inspector General of Schools. And today, we are seeing an effective platform that is going to be deployed to ensure that something that an assignment, and a very important assignment that was done hitherto in 3 months, can be done in a week or even less, in a very efficient and transparent manner that is acceptable to all stakeholders, the multiple stakeholders within their mandates, both the public and the non-state actors who will be administered with this platform. So today we are celebrating digitalization and efficiency and transformation that we are witnessing. Across this country, the days are far gone when computers were far away from our schools, when digitalization was alien to our education processes and systems. Today, you visit our schools from pre-primary to primary all the way to tertiary, and you see tablets, you see smart classrooms, you see digital platforms that have very important instructions that are being packaged on them, both offline and online, that are delivered to our learners across the country. And so we are celebrating this great transformation that Ghana is indeed delivering education the 21st century way. And we want to commend the Inspector General of Schools and the board chair and the team at NASIA for this innovation and this initiative that is going to open the way for many more innovations in our education sector. With these few words, ladies and gentlemen, I would like, with my singular honor, to introduce the keynote speaker, the extraordinary gentleman of our land, the Vice President of the Republic, the presidential candidates of the New Patriotic Party, and the next President of the Republic, an astute economist and a banker of international renown, a man that has equitably discharged his duties and is touted as the best performing vice president, not only in the history as Ghana, but in Africa, and arguably across many parts of the world. He is a man of innovation, a man of many initiatives, a champion of digitalization, a champion of economic transformation, and a champion of education in the whole. Ladies and gentlemen, this great gentleman has inspired many of us and continues to inspire us. By his instrumentality, now access has been created to some 1.45 million students who are now able to access secondary education and TVET education free of charge. Through his instrumentality, we now see that students who want to access higher education but have cost as a barrier can just take their Ghana card and access financing through the innovative no guarantor policy in the Student Loan Trust Fund. All these by the kind initiative of the extraordinary Vice President. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the next President of the Republic, Dr. MAHAMUDU BAWUMIA.
Thank you very much for those kind words. Please sit down. Thank you very much. The Honorable Deputy Minister for Education and also MP for Asin South, Reverend John Ntim Fojo. Honorable Deputy Minister for Education Designate, Dr. should I say, Honorable Professor Kingsley Nyako, Member of Parliament for Kwadaso. The Minister Designate for Sanitation and Water Resources, a Member of Parliament for the Yawaso West Wogon constituency, Honorable Lydia Sarah Malhassan. The USAID Mission Director, Ms. Kimberly Rosen, Chairman and members of the NASIA Governing Board, Inspector General of Schools, Dr. Hilda Ampedu, the Deputy Inspector General of Schools, Management and Staff of NASIA, our development partners, distinguished invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to be here this afternoon to launch the National Schools Inspectorate Authority's landmark initiative, the School Licensing and Inspection Management System. It really is a landmark initiative. As I was coming up, I asked Dr. Hilda Ampedu, how does this compare in the sub-region? And she told me, and this is the fact, that in the whole of sub-Saharan Africa, Ghana is the only country with a separate National Schools Inspectorate Authority. All the other countries have them as part of their Ministry of Education. And therefore, this our School Licensing Inspection Management System is a landmark in Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2017, the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's administration set out to fulfill the promises outlined in our 2016 manifesto. And this included, and I quote, shifting the structure and content of our education system from merely passing examinations to building character, nurturing values, and raising literate, confident, and engaged citizens who can think critically, end quote. To achieve this manifesto goal, therefore, the then National Inspectorate Board, NIB, needed the requisite regulatory powers for efficient supervision and regulation of pre-tertiary schools. In 2017, preparations began resulting in the enactment of the Education Regulatory Bodies Act 2020, Act 1023, which changed the name of the NIB to the National Schools Inspectorate Authority, NASIA. The Act empowered, strengthened, and equipped the authority as an independent body to fully discharge its mandate. Private providers of education, as we all know, play a key role in the delivery of education in support of the government's efforts. However, before 2017, the regulation of private schools was largely lacking. In the 2016 MPP manifesto, one of the key promises was to build an effective partnership with the private sector in the delivery of quality education. This has been attained with the authority being given the mandate to regulate private schools. Therefore, NASIA is the first attempt by the government of Ghana to regulate private education. Our government understands and appreciates the role digitalization is playing to support us in better policy design and improved public sector accountability by strengthening how we collect and analyze data, as well as how effectively we deliver public services and raise revenues. The authority identified several challenges associated with the issuance of licenses to private schools. Key among them being inspectors had to go to the school and complete a number of paper forms. Data entry, analysis, and processing of that data took weeks. Collection of cash associated with services, an average of 4 months turnaround time for issuance of licenses, and challenges in the delivery of licenses to schools. The authority was determined to resolve these challenges and thus embarked on a much-needed digitalization initiative in 2019. And this has resulted in the development system, SLIMS, which we are launching today. The SLIMS has streamlined inspection and licensing processes, facilitating customized interventions and support to all schools. The SLIMS database can be accessed by all school stakeholders through a password-controlled login. Each school will also have a mini dashboard populated with reports and other information needed to improve learning outcomes. The system is also integrated with the Ministry of Education's dashboard, ensuring seamless data transmission between the schools and the Ministry of Education. This has further deepened our resolve to ensure that our attempts to reform education are based on the principles of transparency and accountability, which the SLIMS embodies. With the advent of SLIMS, proprietors can sit in the comfort of their offices, log into their school's portal, request for inspection, apply for a license, and make payment through the Ghana.gov platform. Upon the approval of the application by the authority, the SLIMS issues the proprietor a temporary license, and upon inspection, the school is issued a hard copy license from the SLIMS within 1 week. When you go to the website of NASIA, you would see some of the capabilities of the SLIMS platform, which include real-time data collection and submission of the school level, automation of individual school inspection reports so that schools receive their inspection reports within a week of inspections, integration of statistical analysis tools leading to ease of quantitative data analysis and outputting of data, ability to inspect more schools in a day, averaging 2 schools per day with SLIMS versus 1 school per week with paper, huge cost savings, and so on. The SLIMS is even accessible in the remotest areas of the country because it possesses offline capabilities for data collection anytime, anywhere, with or without internet connectivity. In fact, the SLIMS is available 24 hours a day. The licensing and inspection modules of SLIMS were deployed in 2023. The inspection module was used to inspect 1,107 schools last year, and the licensing module contains data on all 16,299 private schools that have been licensed by the authority so far. However, quite a number of private schools are yet to register with the authority, and I'm reliably informed that the effort to register them is currently ongoing. I urge all private schools to cooperate with the authority in this much-needed effort. In addition, the inspection module contains data on 22,717 public schools. Looking at these numbers, in a few years, the authority will be the repository for data on over 80,000 pre-tertiary schools across the country. Currently, the authority provides data on private schools to the Ghana Statistical Service, demonstrating its vital role in educational data management. The data further equips policy and decision makers with the insights needed to make informed decisions and identify gaps in the education system to guide resource allocation. The system represents government's commitment to using technology to transform education. It is essential to guaranteeing that every child in Ghana has access to quality education. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to offer my sincere compliments to NASIA, particularly the chairman of the board of directors and the governing board, and the Inspector General of Schools, Dr. Haga Hilda Ampadu. The authority's remarkable achievements made possible under your transformational leadership have been commendable. Your innovative leadership and unwavering commitment to excellence have certainly been the linchpin of this initiative's success. I don't want to forget the staff of NASIA, the young men and women. The young men and women, averaging 25 years old, now, who are doing such an excellent job. You are the future, and whenever you get the youth involved, you make a lot of progress. So I think that we have to salute you for your hard work in making this possible. Special thanks go to JAMS Information Systems for being an extended member of the NASIA team, Big Win Philanthropy, the USAID, the World Bank, and other development partners who have supported NASIA in diverse ways in fulfilling its mandate. Let's all rally behind SLIMS and the ideals it represents. Let us support NASIA and all stakeholders as we embark on this exciting journey together. Our collective efforts will undoubtedly make a significant impact transforming our educational landscape and setting our nation on a path to greater achievements. I thank you all for your attention, and on this note, I would like to declare that SLIMS, the School Licensing Inspectorate and Management System, has been formally launched. Thank you for your attention.
na fe ya mo bia so akwa baba my ticket TV my ticket radio so to fodo mpom kuma se na de bia wo hweye e de free na don so ya sasin konya biom ne se fa kan wo bia so ho ye e bia na obre ya no pa obi de ewi anwumre anajo da siumu e mo bia no e mo akwa baba my ticket TV my ticket radio so na fe e de na siumu drama se da ne da nyina yesomo na musunya daje na mu ne kabum esom. I catch you say the Sabakabiana try over subscribe. Doing so, no ma video be at the better Subiano or Sabeka. Now, what you follow your programs are how do I Mighty K Radio, your online radio, or call Play Store or search for Mighty K Radio 24/7 and you program bar na a room. You saw the program so up na a young not to us on pay na dear and our pay yaba say yaba. Abesom anunti Mighty K TV and radio or say it is possible. Yaba Kedia technicians to producer and then on the neba DJ Scorpion. Then that is Daniel Kwesi Amwakon Nyaba.
Bani site.
Kupon share so de yon hwe nyi. Usanu juma na omaye. Anunti for some times now oko the educational sector hwa omo hu say da bi say ya ko school ya ko trans na kankan ngoma na kankan ka ta cho sa na sorry na ewi a yesi sa betra fie hwe se obi mi adwuma ba mi adwuma ansa na ofaya na enyi bia yo no ama bebre na academ. That is the reason why do be na nya unemployment that way no and nti aden na yemfa insano adwuma ho adesuam fra akwala no wonwie no no kura ne insano adwuma were self-employed and you feel na over transfer be and for the juma. It in Musia, I would do no ne fa no a vet. Enter Doctor Yao or say Edichum, Education Minister, and then Deputy Reverend in Tim Fojo, Casamo Bojuma, and Kuponko Sola Mushrampa, and then da a lunch program. No, that's the launch of the apprenticeship program. DR.BAWUMIA and the DNA. Then, so I call it.
Oh, yeah, Nango pardon.
Yeah, your cancer program na Yakofa Youth Employment Agency on. Yeah, as my bum. Yeah, so them say Papa never down for pa.
Oh, yeah.
Until lunch no home and you spend about 4 or 5 minutes be. Not fee, we are KD at the TV
chair will be out in the feed na to my ticket TV and my ticket radio. The chair will be program na the Vice President Dachi Hene Dr. MAHAMUDU BAWUMIA and why boss done it a programmer a Ghana Mabunu and this Wadi Hunu program and Ghana Dutch and this Wadi Hunu program no more than a because Dr. MAHAMUDU BAWUMIA and this Wadi Hunu. Okay. Say Ghana Bambu Bia Benyan in Sanwo. They all can the youth and the entrepreneurship. So because entrepreneurship on my more it's me on my money pija. A pija because we now no Christian you have copy away in the way I feel now better feel it train clearance from finance minister to one. When they say and I time be on my way so no obia cost school or per se a buy fan adwuma. And no or how I know your problem. Youth no come for now because obia we school no atna say me try say papa me kwa adwuma. So and no some more and one more buying or mining can corner and conanim or mining can call the Kebenyananka youth who school Mukrana will say senior duma. Now entrepreneurship no is when so to be or mining unemployment rate no aquaform.
The Japan Senka will be a bar ana wotuma biebie ne nso no okosua ginim die na biebie na obi atima fa nipa ba mienu miensa bi ade o ma hye o se a nanka
how ni ho debi nanka say nanka obia ye busy e wo man ni ma oye adwuma eno ntina ya man pani
die kan say dia say yempani for wo ho sabre dia say
omutu anamon pa anamontuo no eye papa
omani asia presa TVET no
eno ne ade ana ma me champion ma lawyer John Kuma hunu ntina John Kuma ni ho ama ye nyina ya boto ye ra ho because nani so ade hunu no eno na e ma oh my did they say they are one about form
okay
about form now me fa kwanya so we achia menua Nicholas office of the vice president
okay
I know they up to now kra lem zafi now
go fubu dey be check kra go fubu ha be check kra sana ira kra
ai ni so honorable ya da nyame asese nyamkopon yi sa nim di fo we di ama o my Ghana omo boy youth no entrepreneurship programs because sign up first one
yes
business and entrepreneurship registration na amafo baby was silent we say amaye hu say Dr. MAHAMUDU nani so ade hu no because all man speech no ka che say abrochire beba Ghana o ka say abrochire beba Ghana that is entrepreneurship e wa abrochire because private persons and employee nipa enya aban adwuma awa bie no enoso
dani enas na ebrena so na entumi kan ko
yo
transfer no na yanko hwede ekoso
yo
our government in coming this far. Ladies and gentlemen, on this note, the keynote speaker, extraordinary leader, the gentleman that is indeed a great gentleman. He is the Vice President of the Republic and is touted as the best performing Vice President in the history of this country and across the continent. An astute economist and who has been instrumental in all the transformations that we see across various sectors, in our big sector, in industry, in education, in our economy. Many call him the digital vice president. Others call him the education vice president. And today we call him the TVET vice president. Soon to be the digital president and TVET champion. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome His Excellency Dr. MAHAMUDU.
Thank you. Please sit down. Thank you very, very much. The Honorable Deputy Minister for Education, Reverend John Ntimfojo, also the MP for Asin South. Your Excellency, the German Ambassador to Ghana, His Excellency Daniel Kroll, the Country Director of the World Bank, Robert Talisio, the Country Representative of KfW Development Bank, the Board Chairman of CTVET, Nana Breko Ampem Dako, Director General of CTVET, Honorable Fred Asamoah, Doctor, Deputy Directors of General of CTVET, Saya Sibe, Heads of Agencies, Director General of Prisons, Trade Associations, Heads of TVET institutions, apprentices, friends from the media, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed an honor to deliver the keynote address at the official launch of the Ghana Apprenticeship Program. Job creation via apprenticeship training is even more germane at this time as our country, as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic and the global decline in economic activities. You will recall in my recent speech at the UPSA last month a few weeks ago, I did mention preparing a workforce of the future through enhanced focus on technical and vocational education and training as we build on our investment in the sector. Indeed, if we have to prepare Ghana, especially our youth, for the future, we have to focus on TVET and TVET training. And this is why I've had a very personal interest in TVET education. Ladies and gentlemen, since 2017, when our government took office, we've always had a clear plan to industrialize Ghana, needs of industry. We also promised to make TVET aspirational among the youth. TVET in Ghana is delivered in either the formal or informal sectors. Formal or institutional-based TVET is delivered by both the private and public sector TVET providers. Furthermore, a huge population of young people acquires employable skills in the informal economy through apprenticeships and other forms of informal sector skills training. Some amount of on-the-job skills training in 2018 to 2023, leading to some 19,062 master craft persons and apprentices benefiting from this free apprenticeship training offered by the government of Ghana. In response to the critical need for enhancing skills development and addressing unemployment challenges in Ghana, the Ghana Apprenticeship Program emerges as a transformative initiative with funding from the government of Ghana, the World Bank, and the German government, Development Bank. The comprehensive program, this Ghana Apprenticeship Program, endeavors to support competency-based training apprenticeship for a total of 50,000 individuals through the implementation period. The primary goal of the Ghana Apprenticeship Program is to be the overarching program that provides apprenticeship training tailored to the demands of contemporary jobs, fostering a bridge between traditional apprenticeship systems and modern employment requirements. Building on the success of previous initiatives, the government of Ghana recognizes the pivotal role of apprenticeship training in reducing unemployment and promoting formal qualification and progression. Traditional apprenticeship systems have long been a cornerstone of skills development, but to meet contemporary challenges, modernization is essential. The Ghana Apprenticeship Program will play a pivotal role in modernizing apprenticeship systems by introducing formalized training providers, standardized curricula, and a robust quality assurance framework. The program will facilitate a shift from conventional methods to a competency-based approach, ensuring that apprentices are equipped not only with theoretical knowledge, but also with practical industry-relevant skills. By modernizing the apprenticeship system, the Ghana Apprenticeship Program strives to make it more adaptable to the evolving needs of industries, enhancing the employability of apprentices and contributing to the overall competitiveness of the Ghanaian workforce. Distinguished guests, the Ghana Apprenticeship Program's key activities encompass the development of eligibility criteria, training of master craft persons and apprentices, assessment and certification of learners, and linkage to job and trade. Additionally, the Ghana Apprenticeship Program has established voucher values, which will continually be reviewed and adapted to the current economic needs of the private sector and training institutions, thereby bolstering technical and vocational education and training, CTVET, with the ministry as the main implementing agency. The Ghana Apprenticeship Program will be supported with a substantial budget of some $40 million from the World Bank and 20 million euros from the German Development Bank, KfW. The program is also aligned with our development objective of advancing skills development and fostering job creation in Ghana. One distinct feature about the Ghana Apprenticeship Program is that persons who have completed their national service but want to be reskilled, mastercraft persons, their apprentices and workers, cooperatives and trade associations, private enterprises and workforces, and private and public training providers. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the difficulties we inherited in the TVET space was the poor perception. We introduced the My TVET campaign to promote TVET and make TVET that for the 2023-2024 academic year alone, just this academic year alone, a total of 60,481 new students have enrolled in various government TVET institutions to less 600 since 2017. The number of students, World Skills, Ghana Skills competitions, TVET expos, TVET career guidance and counseling, women in TVET conferences, establishment of TVET clubs in junior high schools, and the use of role models and ambassadors. In addition to these last 7 years, the upgrading and modernization of all the erstwhile 34 National Vocational and Technical Institutes, the MVTIs, the TVET Service Head Office, together with 10 regional offices, 5 apprenticeship offices across the country, and the Opportunity Industrialization Center in Accra, comprising of the construction, rehabilitation, and equipping of laboratories, workshops, additional classrooms, hostels, administrative offices, supported with some 123 million euros. This was completed in July 2022 project of commissioning it. Also, I have been informed that 2 new foundries and machining centers, one located at the CSIR in Accra and the other at KNUST in Kumasi, have been completed under the same project. Following the successful implementation of the enhancement and upgrading of the technical and vocational education project, an additional amount of 8.3 million euros was approved for the provision of new workshops, computer, electrical, electronic, building construction and mechanical, rehabilitation of buildings in 2 technical institutes, Abetifi and Don Bosco, and 4 senior high technical schools, Chebi, Dagbon State, St. George's, and GSTS. And the works on all of these have been completed. In addition, we have the construction of 4 new district TVET centers of excellence with some 25.7 million euros. And this is currently ongoing at Enyinam and Pachin number 2, which have been completed and awaiting commissioning, whilst that of Asin Jakai and Akomadan are close to completion. Ladies and gentlemen, the first phase of the construction of 32 state-of-the-art TVET institutions amounting to some $158 million commenced in 9 regions in 2022 after a brief soft cutting ceremony that I undertook at Abrankese in the Ashanti region. These 32 state-of-the-art TVET institutions in these campuses will have academic facilities, workshops, laboratories, hostels, staff accommodation, and also provide further access for training. In addition, the rehabilitation and upgrading of 10 technical universities and 13 technical institutes, which included construction of new workshops and laboratories and the supply and installation of equipment fit for disciplines in electrical, electronics, engineering, welding, technology, automotive maintenance, civil engineering, and mechanical engineering for an amount of $190 million has been completed and commissioned. Ladies and gentlemen, when we put all of these interventions in TVET together, it is important to note that since 2017, the Akufo-Addo government has invested over 6 billion Ghana cedis, that's over some $500 million, in TVET education. And this actually excludes the cost of free TVET. This is the highest investment in TVET by any government since independence. The highest. So let me conclude by thanking all of you for making it here for this launch. And a special thank you to our partners, the World Bank and the German government, through the KfW Development Bank, for supporting us to make this vision a reality. I would like to thank the board chairman and the board of CTVET and the Director General, my good friend Fred Asamoah, the CEO of CTVET. He's a dynamic leader. He's a dynamic leader, and he's made major transformations with the support of the board. I'd like to thank the Ministry of Education under the leadership of Dr. Osei Educhum and our very able Deputy Minister here, Tim Fogg, your Reverend. All the stakeholders. The Ghana Apprenticeship Program is a program, so we want it to continue. Maybe we will continue for 300 years, like the Germans have their apprenticeship program. Let us continue. The German ambassador asked that if government would agree, they will continue to support. I would like to stand here to say we agree.
90K online.
And so we will continue to work with you. This is a major cause to help the youth to build skills. And the skills is what is needed for this fourth industrial revolution we are going through. Skills. And the Ghana Apprenticeship Program is going to build your skills and make you employable. Thank you for your attention. God bless you, and God bless our homeland, Ghana.
Within the color boss, but we need to the only boss with that goes beyond maintenance
and therefore socio-economic development.
First, and that is why TVET is being transformed. We believe that TVET play a better role in the economy if you link TVET with industry. TVET and industry have to be brought together. When you bring them together, then the students are not doing rote memorization. They are not doing book TVET. They are doing practical TVET. They go to the workplace for 2 days. They come to the classroom, and there's that total alignment. And with that, when they finish school, they're able to function in the work space.
Mighty
and
K
if
Online.
they start their own companies, they are doing what is truly driven by market forces and not what is driven solely by schools. So essentially, we want to embark upon a TVET transformation agenda that goes beyond maintenance to creation and development of new equipment and new tools. And you can't do that unless you change the whole ecosystem. Teacher training to guidance and counseling to support for students with special needs. That's why I'm excited that the government has made provision for hiring of staff to engage in guidance and counseling in TVET schools.
The Ghana TVET project has been a savior. We practice electronics. What we do before was not the standard. We just train our apprentices by what we know. So each apprentices with every mastercraft person has a different type of training. There's no uniformism in the training. So whoever learns from a master knows according to what the master knows.
Before I went for the TVET training, in the saloon there are certain works that I do it and I thought is the right things, but it wasn't right. For example, personal
grow economically. One most important thing is the president talk about Ghana beyond aid. And we couldn't have done it, or we cannot do it without the right skill. Talk about superpowers. What makes them superpowers? It's not the English that they are writing, it's not how much they can speak. It's about the basic products. Look at the things that we are importing from China. The basic products that are being manufactured by skilled people. Look at construction, our big roads that are being constructed. You can see that we are bringing experts to help construct these overheads and all that. So basically, the miss, but to make TVET a priority. That is what led to the 5-year strategic plan. I'm happy that this year happens to be the year that we are going to evaluate this 5-year strategic plan. But two major things that has happened as part of the 5-year strategic plan. It looked at the governance and management of TVET. It looked at the quality of TVET. You also did look at the access in TVET. Then obviously, since it costs 4 to 5 times to train a TVET graduate, it looked at the TVET financing, then environmental sustainability as the feed point. Under the governance and management of TVET, we have achieved 3 major things. 1, we have established the Commission for TVET under Act 1023. 2, we have established the TVET service under Act 1049. 3, we have established sector skill bodies also under Act 1023. And we bridge the industry and academia as far as TVET is concerned.
And even the training that they've given to us, you know, electronics, the technology is fast changing.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and we need capacity building, which they are given to us now. So in this era, we respond to job quicker and we do the job very fast.
Mighty K TV. Subscribe on our YouTube channel. Click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any video we post. Mighty K Online, Mighty K TV. It is possible.
And we are fully persuaded that you who have started a very good thing in the life of Ghanaians, you have the ability, the capacity, the will to continue. And we know that our expected end will be glorious. This gathering is one of such that are
people who are present here this morning. May we see and welcome our chairperson, and we'll be hearing from him soon, Nana Rekwampem Opoku. He's the board chairman of the Commission for Technical and Vocational Education and Training, CTVET. Nana. It's a pleasure to have you, sir. May we also say a very good morning and a welcome to Dr. Fred Asamoah. He's the Director General of the CTVET. Thank you, sir. We also have Mr. Robert Talichiero O'Brien. Did I get that right, sir? He's the Country Director for the World Bank, not just in Ghana, but in Liberia and Sierra Leone as well. Pleasure to have you. We also have His Excellency Daniel Kroll, the Ambassador of Germany to Ghana. Good morning, Your Excellency, and you're welcome. We have also the Deputy Minister for Education in Ghana, Reverend John Ntim Fodjo. He's also the MP for Asin South. And of course, we have His Excellency Dr. MAHAMUDU BAWUMIA, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. Now, when you have a strong bench like this, you know that it's an august and important occasion, right? Wonderful. So at this point, I'm going to invite our chairperson, Nana Rekwa Mpimopoku, the board chairman of the CTVET, to give us some opening remarks.
His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Honorable Deputy Minister for Education, members of the diplomatic corps, the Director General of CTVET and Deputy Director Generals, heads of institutions, industry partners, friends from the media, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's a great honor for me to be here today to accept the role of chairperson for this wonderful event. Technical and vocational education and training is an important key to making Ghana a skilled nation. As the board chairman of the Commission for TVET, I'm well aware that technical and vocational education and training has enormous potential for moving Ghana's economy forward. The investment in TVET is especially important because there's currently a shortage of high semi-specialized skilled labor and an excess supply of low-skilled labor, as Ghana is caught in a low-scale equilibrium, in which employers have low expectations and settle for low-skilled workers. And this confirms the findings of the job tracking survey conducted in 2020, in which serious skill shortages were found in the technician positions. Apprenticeship, as a tool in the development of the capacity of the youth for socioeconomic development, has been heavily underutilized, even though legal and regulatory frameworks exist to support its practice. Ghana has ratified many international protocols and conventions that require the country to harness apprenticeship as a tool for socioeconomic development. The Constitution also provides the framework for the enactment of appropriate legislation for the education and skills development of the youth. Ghana has a legally mandated body, which is my commission, CTVET, and strong collaboration with international organizations like the International Labour Organization, ILO, to support the apprenticeship practice. Hence, a national policy to harmonize and coordinate all apprenticeship practice was developed in 2020 to help manage the system. CTVET is implementing competency-based training, CBT, as a key reform in the TVET sector. Per the strategic plan for TVET transformation, all TVET institutions are expected to use the CBT approach. CBT aims to shift TVET from theory-based teaching to a practical and hands-on approach. CBT is education and training program based on industry-generated standards. Such industry standards form the basis upon which the curriculum assessment and learning materials are designed and developed. This means that before curriculum is developed, industry will be consulted as to the skills they need the learners to acquire to be able to perform. This approach also means that individuals will be assisted to acquire skills and knowledge in certain conditions. In essence, it focuses on what one can achieve in the workplace after completing a course. Learners can then only progress once they are deemed competent in their field of study. Today, we boast of a robust TVET sector, which is an envy of our contemporaries, coordinated by the Commission for TVET, being the regulator and the promoter of TVET. While the TVET service manages delivery at the pre-tertiary level and the technical universities at the tertiary level. Your Excellency, the TVET system has started to respond to the needs of industry. Curriculum development is now demand-driven and led by industry. The sector skills bodies play a lead role in determining and generating the occupational standards from which the curriculum is developed. Competency-based training is the prescribed mode for TVET delivery in Ghana, which is demand-driven and industry-led. There's also the National TVET Qualification Framework, which aligns training with certification. As I accept the invitation as chairperson for this event, I thank you all for coming here today, and I hope we will all live here as ambassadors for the Ghana Apprenticeship Program. Thank you all for coming.
I think we can do better than that. Another round of applause for Nana Reko Ampemopoku. He's the board chairman of the Commission for Technical and Vocational Education and Training, CTVET for short. Nana Yadasi. Okay. So at this point, we would like to invite the Director General for CTVET, Dr. Fred Chea Asamoah, to give us a welcome address. Oh, please don't stop clapping until he's settled at the podium. You have to give him morale.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, and the presidential candidate for the New Patriotic Party for election 2024, the Honorable Deputy Minister of Education, the German Ambassador to Ghana, His Excellency,
Mighty K Online
for World Bank, the CEO for National Service Secretariat, the Director General for Ghana Prison Service, heads of institution, industry partners, trade association, beneficiaries of the Ghana Apprenticeship Program that have been enrolled as we launch it, students,
distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, our good friends from the media. Thank you all very much for joining us this morning. In fact, this is a special day, and thanks to His Excellency, the Vice President, for pushing us this far to make sure not only that we have free TVET in the country, but we have a sustainable way to ensure that we train our young ones to support the industry. On behalf of the Commission of TVET, on behalf of my board chairman and the Deputy Director Generals and the entire Commission, I'd like to express our sincere gratitude to His Excellency, the Vice President, once again, Dr. MAHAMUDU BAWUMIA, for accepting to push us this far and also to be present himself. We all recall he's the first Vice President to attend a major event of TVET in this country when we launched the first ever TVET Expo at Movenpick. And he has since attended almost every TVET event, and we have to give him a standing ovation for that. Thank you, Your Excellency. We are really happy that you've never left out TVET in your programs. The government over the years has made significant investment in TVET because it's part of His Excellency, the President's vision of industrializing Ghana. The Commission for TVET, which was set up by an Act of Parliament, Act 1023, as part of the Education Regulatory Bodies Act, is also ensure that we do avoid duplication in the TVET sector. Over the past few decades, Ghana has experienced considerable economic growth. However, persistent challenges relating to youth unemployment indicate there is a need for interventions to provide sustainable opportunities for the youth in the context of our evolving needs and aspirations as a nation. As part of the transformation agenda of President Akufo-Addo's
initiative that is bringing great change to our apprenticeship space. So let's watch this documentary, understand a little bit more, and then we continue with the program.
Employment Agency for the first 6 months will also be paying the youth monthly stipends. Okay, let me be more practical here. Let's say you. Hello.
Thank you very much. The benefit of these is you get more applause, so and a little bit of exercise as well. So thank you very much. Your Excellency, Dr. MAHAMUDU BAWUMIA, Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Honorable Ministers, Deputy Minister, Mr. Income Country, with potential to attract industries and services targeted at a wider West Africa and African region. An example is the government's plan to grow the automobile industry in Ghana and the need to ensure that required human capital these sectors is being developed. Ghana is also expecting to create jobs in textiles and garments as well as in pharmaceuticals. Like many countries, Ghana is facing a skills gap in relation to science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The country requires skilled engineers, technicians, and others to meet its infrastructure and social note. As a father of 5, I've been very excited to see 2 of our oldest children go into STEM, the oldest of whom is a computer science engineer and works in the tech industry in California. So a little bit far away from Washington and Accra, but nonetheless a great place to be. At the same time, there is much potential in the domestic services sector here, including in the care economy, which is also important for economic growth in terms of female labor force participation. And so developing those skills in that sector as well is critical. One thing I think we like to do at the World Bank is to combine our implementation of operations in countries with strong update entitled Preserving the Future, Rising to the Youth Employment Challenges. The Ghana Jobs and Skills Project also provides opportunities to Ghanaian youth seeking to learn an industrial technical trade and services with the launch of the National Apprenticeship Program in collaboration with the Commission. The CTVET offers a diversified range of competency-based trades, over 100 different trades, to about 20,000 young people projected in the next 2.5. Jobs and Skills Project demonstrates great potential to contribute to the current agenda of the government to support its industrialization and economic transformation. Together with other key stakeholders, the bank will continue to support government to tackle the major socioeconomic challenges facing Ghana. Once again, we appreciate this kind invitation and we look forward to this very successful launch. Together, we can eradicate poverty on a livable planet. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Robert. Oh, please, keep the applause going. Keep the applause going. Mr. Robert Chair O'Brien, he's the Country Director for the World Bank. Thank you very much, sir. So we're going back to our documentary. I want us to watch it, absorb it, and then we come back and we continue the program.
Hello. We're doing the color boss, but we need to the only boss with others.
We have established the TVET service under Act 1040. We have
Employment Agency joins the Ministry of Food and Agriculture to implement the second phase of the Planting for Food and Jobs.
And well separated from the normal formal education. You could realize that people couldn't even recognize there was technical education sector in the Ministry of Education.
Under the governance and management of TVET, we have achieved three major things. One, we have established the Commission for TVET under Act 1023. Two, we have established the TVET service under Act 1049. Three, we have established sector skill bodies also under Act 1023 to make sure that we bridge the industry and academia as far as TVET is concerned.
For education to play its rightful role in economic development, you have to make education relevant to the needs of the economy. There's no other subsector in the education field where this relevance can easily be established than in the field of TVET. So to begin with, the President directed that all ministries that are doing some kind of TVET will have to give up. So if you look at NVTI, it used to be part of the Ministry of Schools, are now at the Ministry of Education. About over 100 schools, getting close to 200, have been brought to the Ministry of Education as a result of this transformation.
For somebody who sits in the private sector, I'm very excited about the TVET reform. The TVET reforms brings to bear, the relevance of competency-based training.
And the President said that the only way to reduce youth unemployment and to prevent that reality is TVET. We have finished, facelifted, retooled a number of
welding, electrical and electronic laboratories.
We're not teaching students to use them. Instead, we are teaching teachers to use the equipment so they can maintain the equipment and they know how to use them to teach their students. There are 69 different laboratories that we provided. So for every laboratory, 2 trainers will come to get trainings in each phase, and we have 2 phases of 3 months of training for the trainers. So in total, there are nearly 300 trainers across Ghana that will benefit from this training program.
We've been here for about 6 to 7 weeks now. The first week we started the training partly on theory, so most of the equipment like the 4-column lifter, the 2-column lifter, we went through them. We've also been trained on how to use the shell balancing machine to balance the shell, how to use the fuel changer machine to change fuel. We've also been taught on how to use the diagnostic machine to detect faults in an engine and many other things.
We used to send our students to KNUST for lab experiments for both mechanical and some of the engineering programs.
The old laboratory at Accra Tenka University came with the establishment of the institution in the early 60s.
The equipment have been around for long. You could say in some instances that they were getting obsolete.
And the laboratories were not too big. In other words, you didn't have too much equipment in there. Subscription rate of students who
continued support for any activities in the TVET sector, and I would like to congratulate you for this support and thank you in the name of all here present. Honorable Deputy Minister of Education, cher colleague Robert Bryan from the World Bank, cher colleague Atta Ajepong from KfW and consultants here, thank you very much for making it possible that I can have a quick remark here. Board chairman, directors and members of CTVET and TVET services and all related institutions, teachers, trainers, experts, consultants, industrial practitioners, and most importantly, apprentices here present, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's a very, very positive day for vocational training in Ghana today. Do you agree? Yeah. It's a very positive day for the young generation, for the young people in Ghana. At the same time, it's a very positive day for the industry in Ghana and for Ghana's ambition for industrial development. And I would like to add, it's also a very positive day for Ghana-German cooperation. Because if I'm not mistaken, this program builds on an initiative that your president and my government took some time ago, and the government of Ghana accepted a German offer to use a grant for a voucher program in the vocational training, and we were proudly chosen as one of your partners in reforming the TVET sector. And let me use this opportunity here today. I'm proud of this, and I would like to strongly message that we are willing to continue this support if the government wishes so. And if I'm not mistaken, this program and the fact that the World Bank is coming in with an important loan to upscale the activities, we take it, don't get me wrong, but we take that as an endorsement of our cooperation, and we are looking forward to working with you in the future. Now, when I was following the documentary, I was about to maybe skip one of my points, but I don't want to disappoint anybody. Because there is no event where I was invited to speak on TVET that I did not make one remark to one particularity. I think it's quite well known that vocational training has a strong tradition in Germany, and we were even sometimes criticized for not producing enough academics, but we always felt that vocational training is at least as important as good academic training. And I think if we look at our numbers of youth unemployment, there might be one reason this continued investment into vocational training and employability of the youth. And one important aspect is the fact that in the German system, the industry plays a key role in designing the curriculum. And as I said, listening to the documentary, I strongly get the sense that this is part of the TVET DNA today, and I would like just to encourage you to continue on this path. I think that's very, very important to keep it up. And now, education always is about money, it's about investing. And the government took an important decision to use a loan from the World Bank to invest into the future of the young generation. And of course, in the future of Ghana as a hub for industrial development in West Africa. But government cannot finance all this alone. So the private sector also must come in, and I know that there are many companies in Ghana who are willing to do so, and I think we should give them a big round of applause again. But the largest room is the room for improvement. So I'm convinced that the industry still can do more, and I think it should be very close to the heart to any entrepreneur here in Ghana to invest into the future of the young generation, and it should be part of the corporate social responsibility of any company here in the country to invest in the education of the people. I was hoping for applause on this, but... having said this, we hope government will continue over the end of the year with this commitment to building strongly on vocational training. Germany and understand the World Bank, we are ready, the development partners are ready to serve Ghana in this endeavor. And I'm pretty positive that also industry will come and provide its share. And I think that is a very positive outlook for development, vocational training development in Ghana. And with this, I wish you a very pleasant day and celebrating this launch. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Another round of applause for His Excellency Daniel Kroll. He's the ambassador of Germany to Ghana. It's time for us to take some very important remarks from the Deputy Minister for Education here in Ghana, Honorable Reverend John Ntim Fodro. He's also the MP, the Honorable MP for Asin South constituency.
Thank you very much, Apioko. And so my very good friend, His Excellency Daniel Kroll, spoke. All I knew was demand-driven skills. But now I know there's demand-driven applause. His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic, Nana Dr. MAHAMUDU, and the presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, and the next president of the Republic. Now you understand why. Yeah. His Excellency Dr. MAHAMUDU, the board chair of CTVET, Nana Rekwampim Dako, my good friend, the Director General of CTVET, Dr. Fred Che Asamoah, the Country Director of World Bank to Ghana, Mr. Robert Talesio, His Excellency the German Ambassador to Ghana, His Excellency Daniel Kroll, the Director General of Investment and Agenda of our President, the Vice President. We have seen that era long gone. Today, TVET and apprenticeship skills development is attracting some of the best, some of the most talented across the country, and that is evident in the successes of all the programs that we have had around TVET, the heavy enrollment in our TVET institutions, and the heavy participation of our young people in our apprenticeship program over the years. Today, we are in another chapter of our TVET intervention. Ghana has a unique opportunity of being a very youthful country. We are a country where about 38% of our population are between the ages of 15 and 35. And that is why His Excellency the President and the Vice President are leveraging on targeting these youthful hands, youthful minds, creative hands. In this room, we have some of the most experienced and creative hands here, but lying across the country and many thousands in various parts of this country are very raw talents in their youthful state who are yearning for the opportunity as this one to be able to also contribute meaningfully. And so this is a very important day in the history of Ghana and the history of our education and the history of our intervention, which we are very much excited about. We are very grateful to our partners, the World Bank and the German government and all industry partners who have held hands with our government in coming this far. Ladies and gentlemen, on this note, it is my singular honor to introduce the keynote speaker, extraordinary leader, a gentleman that is indeed a great gentleman. He is the Vice President of the Republic and is touted as the best performing Vice President in the history of this country and across the continent. He is an astute economist and the renowned banker of the international reputation, a man of integrity who has been instrumental in all the transformations that we see across various sectors, in our big sector, in industry, in education, in our economy. Many call him the digital vice president. Others call him the education vice president. And today we call him the TVET vice president. Soon to be the digital president and TVET champion. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome His Excellency Dr. MAHAMUDU BAWUMIA.
Thank you. Please sit down. Thank you very, very much. The Honorable Deputy Minister for Education, Reverend John Ntimfojo, also the MP for Asin South. Your Excellency, the German Ambassador to Ghana, His Excellency Daniel Kroll, the Country Director of the World Bank, Robert Talisio, the Country Representative of KfW Development Bank, the Board Chairman of CTVET, Nana Breko Ampem Dako, Director General of CTVET, Honorable Fred Asamoah, Doctor, Deputy Directors of General of CTVET, CEO of the National Service Secretariat, Saya Sibe, Heads of Agencies, Director General of Prisons, Trade Associations, Heads of TVET institutions, apprentices, friends from the media, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed an honor to deliver the keynote address at the official launch of the Ghana Apprenticeship Program. The theme for this launch is fostering economic growth, job creation via apprenticeship training is even more germane at this time as our country bounces back from the economic shocks that we suffered as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic and the global decline in economic activities. You will recall in my recent speech at the UPSA last month, a few weeks ago, I did mention preparing a workforce of the future through enhanced focus on technical and vocational education and training as we build on our investment in the sector. Indeed, if we have to prepare Ghana and Ghanaians, especially our youth, for the future, we have to focus on TVET and TVET training. And this is why I've had a very personal interest in TVET education. Ladies and gentlemen, since 2017, when our government took office, we've always had a clear plan to industrialize Ghana, and one of the key pillars of that agenda was to revamp and modernize TVET so that it becomes responsive to the needs of industry. We also promised to make TVET aspirational among the youth. TVET in Ghana is delivered in either the formal or informal sectors. Formal or institutional-based TVET is delivered by both the private and public sector TVET providers. Furthermore, a huge population of young people acquires employable skills in the informal economy through apprenticeships and other forms of informal sector skills training. Some amount of on-the-job skills training and upgrading of employee skills also occurred from 2018 to 2023, leading to some 19,062 master craft persons and apprentices benefiting from this free apprenticeship training offered by the government of Ghana. In response to the critical need for enhancing skills development and addressing unemployment challenges in Ghana, the Ghana Apprenticeship Program emerges as a transformative initiative with funding from the government of Ghana, the World Bank, and the German government through KfW Development Bank. The comprehensive program, this Ghana Apprenticeship Program, endeavors to support competency-based training apprenticeship for a total of 50,000 individuals through the implementation period. The primary goal of the Ghana Apprenticeship Program is to be the overarching program that provides apprenticeship training tailored to the demands of contemporary jobs, fostering a bridge between traditional apprenticeship systems and modern employment requirements. Building on the success of previous initiatives, the government of Ghana recognizes the pivotal role of apprenticeship training in reducing unemployment and promoting formal qualification and progression. Traditional apprenticeship systems have long been a cornerstone of skills development, but to meet contemporary challenges, modernization is essential. The Ghana Apprenticeship Program strives to make it more adaptable to the evolving needs of industries, enhancing the employability of apprentices and contributing to the overall competitiveness of the Ghanaian workforce. Distinguished guests, the Ghana Apprenticeship Program's key activities encompass the development of eligibility criteria, training of master craft persons and apprentices, assessment and certification of learners, and linkage to job and trade. Additionally, the Ghana Apprenticeship Program has established voucher values which will continually be reviewed and adapted to the current economic needs of the private sector and training institutions, thereby bolstering the apprenticeship landscape in Ghana. With the Ministry of Education, through the Commission for Technical and Vocational Education and Training, CTVET, with that ministry as the main implementing agency, the Ghana Apprenticeship Program will be supported with a substantial budget of some 800 million Ghana cedis. This is comprising $40 million from the World Bank and 20 million euros from the German Development
Subscribe
Bank,
on our YouTube
KfW.
channel. Click on the
program
notification
is
bell
also
so
aligned
you don't miss
with
out
our
on any
development
video we
objective
post.
of advancing
Mighty K
skills
Online,
development
Mighty
and
K
fostering job
TV,
creation
it
in
is
Ghana.
possible.
One distinct feature about the Ghana Apprenticeship Program is that it is expected that the expected beneficiaries will include the unemployed, individuals seeking skills and jobs, high school graduates, university graduates, and persons who have completed their national service but want to be reskilled, mastercraft persons, their apprentices and workers, cooperatives and trade associations, private enterprises and workforces, and private and public training providers. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the difficulties we inherited in the TVET space was the poor perception about TVET in Ghana. To this end, we introduced the My TVET campaign to promote TVET and make TVET related careers aspirational for the youth. I am glad to report that for the 2023-2024 academic year alone, just this academic year alone, a total of 60,481 new students have enrolled in various government TVET institutions, which provide free TVET education. And this compared to less than 20,000 students enrolling annually before 2017. Today, the total number of enrollments in TVET institutions stands at 157,681. So we have really increased massively since 2017 the number of students in TVET education. The My TVET campaign is using tools such as World Skills, Ghana Skills Competitions, TVET Expos, TVET Career Guidance and Counseling, Women in TVET Conferences, establishment of TVET clubs in junior high schools, and the use of role models and ambassadors. In addition to these, government has massively invested in TVET over the last 7 years. The upgrading and modernization of all the erstwhile 34 National Vocational and Technical Institutes, the MVTIs, the TVET Service Head Office, together with 10 regional offices, 5 apprenticeship offices across the country, and the Opportunity Industrialization Center in Accra, comprising of the construction, rehabilitation, and equipping of laboratories, workshops, additional classrooms, hostels, administrative offices, supported with some 123 million euros. This was completed in July 2022. And I had the privilege of launching that particular project, of commissioning it. Also, I have been informed that 2 new foundries and machining centers, one located at the CSIR in Accra and the other at KNUST in Kumasi, have been completed under the same project. Following the successful implementation of the enhancement and upgrading of the Technical and Vocational Education Project, an additional amount of 8.3 million euros was approved for the provision of new workshops, computer, electrical, electronic, building construction and mechanical, rehabilitation of buildings in 2 technical institutes, Abetifi and Don Bosco, and 4 senior high technical schools, Chebi, Dagbon State, St. George's, and GSTS. And the works on all of these have been completed. In addition, we have the construction of 4 new district TVET centers of excellence with some 25.7 million euros. And this is currently ongoing at Enyinam and Pachin number 2, which have been completed and awaiting commissioning, whilst that of Asin Jakai and Akomadan are close to completion. Ladies and gentlemen, the first phase of the construction of 32 state-of-the-art TVET institutions amounting to some $158 million commenced in 9 regions in 2022 after a brief soft cutting ceremony that I undertook at Abrankese in the Ashanti region. These 32 state-of-the-art TVET institutions in these campuses will have academic facilities,
TV. Subscribe on our YouTube channel. Click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any video we post. Mighty K Online, Mighty K TV,
and
it
upgrading
is
of
possible.
10 technical universities and 13 technical institutes, which included construction of new workshops and laboratories and the supply and installation of equipment fit for disciplines in electrical, electronics, engineering, welding, technology, automotive maintenance, civil engineering, and mechanical engineering for an amount of $190 million has been completed and commissioned. Ladies and gentlemen, when we put all of these interventions in TVET together, it is important to note that since 2017, the Akufo-Addo government has invested over 6 billion Ghana cedis, that's over some $500 million, in TVET education. And this actually excludes the cost of free TVET. This is the highest investment in TVET by any government since independence. The highest. So let me conclude by thanking all of you for making it here for this launch. And a special thank you to our partners, the World Bank and the German government, through the KfW Development Bank, for supporting us to make this vision a reality. I would like to thank the board chairman and the board of CTVET and the Director General, my good friend Fred Asamoah, the CEO of CTVET. He's a dynamic leader. He's a dynamic leader, and he's made major transformations with the support of the board. I'd like to thank the Ministry of Education under the leadership of Dr. Osei Educhum and our very able Deputy Minister here, Tim Foggia, Reverend. All the stakeholders. The Ghana Apprenticeship Program is a program, so we want it to continue. Maybe we will continue for 300 years like the Germans have their apprenticeship program. Let us continue. The German ambassador asked that if government would agree, they will continue to support. I would like to stand here to say we agree. So we will continue to work with you. This is a major cause to help the youth to build skills, and the skills is what is needed for this fourth industrial revolution we are going into. Skills, skills, skills. And the Ghana Apprenticeship Program is going to build your skills and make you employable. Thank you for your attention. God bless you, and God bless our homeland, Ghana.
Rolled out the free senior high school policy, much to the excitement and relief of parents. Some pessimists predicted doom for free senior high school and expected it was 419. They said that if they had 2 billion Ghana cedis a year, they will not spend it on free senior high school education. They said that if we pursued free senior high school education, the quality of education in Ghana will fall. But we believed that investment in education is an investment in the future of Ghana. Today, all the predictions of doom have failed. We no longer, because of our investment in education, we no longer have problems of availability of chalk in our schools or textbooks as it used to be. We have also absorbed the examination registration fees for BC and WACC examinations for our students. Today, our students have the peace of mind to study without worrying about the payment of school fees. So, when we saw the results at the end of 2023, the WACC, nearly 70% of Ghanaian students who sat the exam passed the exam, and representing the highest rate since 2015. 70% who sat the exam passed the exam. And this has been a consistent improvement. Many of the senior high school students in the last years have had scholarships. They've gone to Harvard University and other universities, and they are topping the classes in Harvard from Ghana. They are topping their classes from Ghana. So the prediction that the free senior high school policy will lower the standards of education has failed miserably. There are those who, instead of congratulating the students for their hard-working teachers, for their remarkable success, they are rather denigrating the efforts of the students, the parents, and the teachers, questioning the credibility of the results of the WAEC exams that they wrote. Ladies and gentlemen, let us be careful. Let us not play with the future of our children. Let us not sacrifice the future of our children on the altar of our political ambitions. I am convinced beyond any reasonable doubt that with this attitude towards free senior high school education by our opponents, free SHS would not be safe in their hands. They do not believe in it. Let us encourage young Ghanaians who show promise, such as our senior high school graduates who continue to show at the global stage that their excellent grades in Ghana are the result of their hard work and the hard work of their teachers and parents. Indeed, the MPP has demonstrated that you can trust us with the education of our children. Mr. Chairman, today's theme is also consistent with our government's special focus on the development vision, which brought about the Zongo Development Fund as a special development vehicle for the development of Zongo communities. Our government's broad vision of education is a key part of the Zongo Development Fund agenda, which has prioritized education through direct support and improvement of infrastructure. Since the introduction of the Zongo Development Fund, several basic schools in Zongo communities who offer tuition on Arabic and Islamic studies have seen newly built classroom blocks or old ones renovated. Over 50 classroom blocks have been built so far by the Zongo Development Fund. Over 50 classroom blocks. Also, many libraries and ICT centers have been built, in addition to direct tertiary grants to over 1,000 students. Mr. Chairman, very soon, inshallah, the 40 students from various Zongo communities we sent to Cuba on a scholarship to be trained as medical doctors will complete their education and return home as fully trained doctors. The impact, obviously, will be telling on the Zongo communities of our nation. Education is an enabler and an assured pathway to development. Our government will continue to invest in education, and I will continue to prioritize and champion inclusive education for all. Mr. Chairman, the Ghana Muslim Mission's pursuit of an Islamic College of Education to train more teachers will go a long way to address the shortfall in Arabic teachers in the
Subscribe
basic
on our
schools.
YouTube channel. Click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any video we
of
post.
fully supporting the welfare of Arabic teachers.
90K TV,
15
it
years
is
ago,
possible.
under the government of President John Ajekum Kufuor
90K
and Alhaji Aliu
online.
Muhammad, a novel policy supporting Arabic instructors with a monthly allowance was introduced. Unfortunately, the NDC administration, which took over from President Kufuor, cancelled the Arabic teachers' allowance.
90K
And also
online.
went ahead to cancel the teacher training allowances and the nursing training allowances. By the grace of Allah, the election of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and myself into office in 2017 saw the restoration of the Arabic instructors' allowance as well as the teacher and nursing training allowances. Mr. Chairman, inshallah, the Ghana Muslim Mission College of Education will be fully absorbed into the public stream. As documents and other formalities are underway, thanks to the support of the brilliant Minister for Education, Dr. Yao Osei Educhu. He has already told you that he is going to double up the efforts immediately he gets into office to make sure that we absorb the College of Education. Similarly, it is my hope that the other Islamic educational centers which offer opportunities to both Muslim and non-Muslim students, such as the Hidayah Islamic Senior School at Japekrum, Ghana Muslim Mission Senior High School in Beposu, and others, which are seeking to be absorbed by government, will also be absorbed. I have been informed of the processes, and inshallah, the Minister for Education will make it possible. Mr. Chairman, once these schools are absorbed as government or public institutions, support for the construction of lecture rooms, dormitories, and other facilities will also increase significantly. I commend the Ghana Muslim Mission for undertaking such noble initiatives which are worth supporting. Mr. Chairman, I wish to express my sincere gratitude to all of you for your prayers and support for my historic election as flag bearer and leader of the new patriotic party.
90K online.
Before I filed my nomination to contest, I sought the
Subscribe on our
prayers and support
YouTube channel.
of all
Click
of you.
on the notification
With
bell
your
so
blessings,
you don't miss
I
out
knew I
on
was
any
not
video
alone.
we post.
And with your
90K
support and
online,
praise,
90K
Allah gave me
TV.
victory.
It is
I will
possible.
count on your continuous support and praise as we head into the elections next year, inshallah. I have received tremendous support across the country from all groups, from Christians and Muslims, from different ethnic groups, from men and women, as well as the young and old. My historic victory is not a victory for me, it is a victory for everybody, which signifies that nothing is impossible by the grace of Allah. There were many who said that it was not possible for our party, the New Patriotic Party, to elect a Muslim and a Northerner as the leader of the party. But our party is a meritocratic party. Our party has made it very clear that no matter where you come from, no matter what your religion is, if you qualify to lead, they will make you the leader of the party. And I believe that my election was because I have demonstrated the capacity to help develop this country and help the president in what he is doing. The bigger battle, ladies and gentlemen, lies ahead in 2024. And I will continue to seek your support and prayers so that together and by the grace of the Almighty Allah, we can make it possible. Early next year, I will deliver a major address which will focus on my vision for the future and how we can transform our country. Thank you very much. Our chairman. of the National Chief Imam, representative of Its Eminence, the Imam of the Al-Sunnah wal Jama'ah, Yao Oseiduchu, who is also the MP for Bosumtwe, the Minister for Works and Housing, and MP for Bantama, Honorable Asenso Wachi. The Shanti Regional Minister, Honorable Simon Jose Mensah. Shanti Regional Chairman of the MPP, Chairman Woodtubi. Presidential Coordinator,
Subscribe on our YouTube channel, click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any video we post. Mighty K Online, Mighty K TV,
and
it
constituency
is possible.
executives of the MPP. MDCE is here present, Council of Zungo Chiefs, Nananum Ulama, friends from the media, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Atakbir! 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 Praise and thanks be to Allah, the Almighty, for His grace and mercy, and for His unique gift of life. I extend my warm greetings to you all with the Islamic fraternal salutation. Salamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Today is a special day. Today is December the 31st. It is the last day of the year 2023. And so tomorrow, inshallah, we'll wake up into a new year.
What better proof than having the first Muslim vice president and inshallah the first Muslim president? Shows tolerance. Yeah. Our vice president, in making the main speech, congratulated the Ghana Muslim Mission for constructing as many as 165 schools. He acknowledged and admired this school as the biggest school in Ghana in terms of student population. He assured them of continued NPP support in this and as developmental partners. He mentioned a very important statistics as proof of the NPP's success, and the fact that for 60 years, from 1957 to 2016, Ghana had enrolled 800,000 students.
afei ne nkyerɛkyerɛ mu nyinaa nso wakyerɛ sɛ a yɛfrɛ no tafsir commentary ne nyinaa wayɛ ne twi kasa kronkron ɛno na national chairman present copies of the Quran.
Sam no a wɔyɛ no wayɛ ne yie paa schools no kɔduru mu a wɔn tumi yɛ plan na tu na bɛsi hɔ ba yɛn school no nyanya baako korɔ ɛnti na sa wɔbɛyɛ baako ama inshallah.
Takbir! yɛ ma Quran na yɛ busu asɛm de a ɛnde ɔsɛ yɛ
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Salatu wa salam ala Rasulullah Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man walahu bi ihsan ila yawmiddin. Asana be bom paye no. Me ba be kame ma ba kosem.
Mighty K TV. Subscribe on our YouTube channel. Click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any video we post. Mighty K Online, Mighty K TV. It is possible.
And I'm saying, yes, I'm a Mompaye, Emma, your nation, Ghana. Allahumma, aslih, baladina Ghana, waslih, Raisuna, Nana Akufo-Addo, waslih, ونائبه الحاج محمود دكتور باوميا وانصرهما وانصر حكومة غانا آمين أموا غانا باي آمين ونene president Nana Akufo-Addo Omuma educational kosopa enuashi sono and vice president Dr. Alhaji Mahmud Abdul Momin Bahumia debi amekasa mebano no meme din Abdul Momin or Pastor Abdul Momin. Diana because I'm Bano, I've been Montias, no one name. Yamemuano, Amen. Yaman on Quaho, de Apotia, 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 Amen. Yaman and Yarida, Amen. Yaman and Yarida, Amen. Yamin Kunanopa, Amen. Yamin Kunavia, Amen. Yamin Kunamre, Amen. Yamin Kunukura, Amen. Madame Sipi, Amen. See a Bompaye, Ediama, Ghana, Abai. اللهم ألف بين قلوبنا آمين وأصل ذات بيننا آمين واهدنا سبل السلام آمين ونجينا من الظلمات إلى النور آمين وجنبنا من الفواحش ما ظهر منها ما بطن آمين وبارك لنا في أسمائنا آمين وأبصارنا وأزواجنا وذرياتنا وقلوبنا وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم آمين اللهم إنا نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى آمين اللهم إنا نسألك هداك وأن تجعلنا في رداك آمين اللهم آت نفسنا تقواها آمين وزكيها أنت من زكاها آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين اللهم يسر لنا أمورنا وأمانات قلوبنا آمين وأبداننا وسلامة العافية في ديننا ودنيانا وآخرتنا إنك على كل شيء قدير آمين اللهم يسر ولا تعسر 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 آمين اللهم يسر ولا آمين اللهم يسر ولا تعسر آمين مكا اللهم يسر ولا تعسر موجي سوامي مسنجا مكوبو ما بيبيا نيامره اماني جادي يا ما بيبيا نيامره ما اماني جادي يا ما بيبيا جادي امره ما كان اماني جادي امين رحمتك يا ارحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين امين امم سكول مي دامانسي ام كودا مي دو ما با او ما فا او mo dodo ni na o mo say me protocol there and a home amen Christians and the Muslims, and the woman called Judaism, and the woman in a Medomoba, Mojuomo, Entimentua, Amede Macramo, Sid Cramo, aha, Mentuani, Ben to the and I'm one with the Buaminti, Kakra Mena Mede Abano, Tiabe Omwaina, Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, all praise belongs to Allah, and may the peace and blessings be on our Prophet Muhammad, the last messenger and prophet from Allah. Your Excellency the Vice President, all protocols observed. Alhamdulillah that we have been through this Durban, and I commend the organizers for actually starting on time and finishing even half hour before time. Well done, congratulations. It has been a truly remarkable Durban, an event. It started with the speech of the chairman of the Ghana Muslim Mission, Dr. Amin Bonsu. He talked a lot, but he had one main request, and that is for the adoption of the newly created Islamic Education of College, which is 4 years in the making, about to graduate its first batch of students. He requested and wished for the government to adopt the Islamic Education College by the Ghana Education Service. He also appealed for fundraising